Mm.
If you don't know that all we have to do is unify, right? Come together in our sovereign capacity as individuals. That forms the power structure. Awareness is the critical mass we're trying to reach. Awareness of specifically our people who's organic to this land that didn't come on no goddamn ships. We not black, we not from Asia, and we not Moors. We organic to the land over here, the house of Tahuti. That's who this is over here. This is the house of Thoth. The great Thunderbird, Quetzalcoatl, however you want to call it. And if you don't understand that, then you don't even know where you at. You don't even know what you into. Then you should not be saying much.
So we didn't. Hey, so the term I know the term more is like it's like more of a broader term than the real names that we had of our tribes. So I think when they say more, it's just like this like it's almost like black, almost calling us black. Like it's just a term.
It's often translated as black also.
Yeah, that's right.
See, they don't want to acknowledge that part because they would realize it's just a catch term. It's the same as they call a person from the Middle East a saying nigga.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same way. You a nigga in America, you a saying nigga in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Right? A nigga still a nigga. They calling you what they calling you. We didn't name ourselves Moors. Somebody else named us Moors. Remember, in the Indigenous Rights Act, it says you must self-identify. It even tell you when you research the word who was calling who Moor and why they was calling them that.
Could you break that down?
What? Who was? It was the French.
Yeah, the French.
Right, and they was calling the ones from Al Maghrib.
Yeah.
The Moors, the Etruscans, when they went into Europe, they came out as Moors. Right? And they attacked on two fronts. They went into original conquest as Turks, Ottoman Empire, Byzantine kings. Right? That's from the East. But when they got kicked out of Africa, they went and settled in Spain and Portugal, right? And they got their strongholders in Switzerland now. That's why Switzerland is not in any war. You've seen the Rothschild document where he said for the last 200 years, they've been funding both sides of every war. If you're funding both sides of it, you're going to be in the country that's going to be untouched by it, ain't you? Right? And who was the last people that fought the Swiss? The French, right?
Yeah, the French, 1798.
Yeah, so that's the French connection.
Yeah, right there.
You see, so when France won, they they sent all of their black nobility to Switzerland. Nobody ain't gonna look for nobody look like me and you in Switzerland.
No.
But they there. Been there. Some of them is in Russia. Some of them is in Ukraine. They all through there. Khazarian Mafia is what they call them now. When you trace the Khazars back, you're going to end up in a pre-Russian country called Prussia, spelled with a P. Right? In Prussia, in the highlands of Prussia was called the Khazar. And that's the home of the Khazarians, which is the black nobility who use the pale faces to conceal their dirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know exactly who the fuck they is, who did what. I can't do nothing but tell y'all. It's up to y'all whether y'all spread the word, each one teach one, and we get to the understanding of this shit is over with when y'all say it's over with in large enough number. It's about us getting out there saying, hey, they gave us the reparations as organic people to the land, tied to the land. Once we do that, we get all of our price of gas gonna drop because we got so much motherfucking they've been pumping for 45 years, 50 years, long as they've been pumping, probably longer since they've been pumping in the Middle East.
Hey, you know
what you think the Mexican-American War was about? About oil territory, about exploiting resources. It was about the gold rush. Right? All that's the same land. They talking about illegal immigrants. The motherfuckers belong there.
Hey, you know what I was wondering? I was always wondering why they said that oil was reserved and they was never using it. That's because they can't sell that shit. I was wondering why they ain't sold us out on that oil, man. Why they reserving all this oil? But now it makes sense.
They can only borrow money against it, fiat. They can live off the money they borrow against it, but they can't use the core substance. That's the root to the wealth of the land. You can't exploit the land like that. Right? That's why all the big mama banks got shut down by Billy the Kid.
Yeah, go break that down. Why would Billy Kid rob it? And you know what? Oh man, you just fucking man. You know what? Because in that thing, they was robbing all Indian banks. And when they was robbing all them banks, they show you that they ain't just robbing regular banks. They robbing banks in Indian territory. I noticed it.
Right, because in every town we had a safe house. The safe house was Big Mama house. The whole village will fuck you up about fucking around in Big Mama house. Right? And these were the banks. Black and gold, coal, because we used to use the coal for fire purposes. And the gold, we used to use the gold for the barter system. Right? And so now, they got to give it all, everything they've been doing. They've been keeping track of everything they've mined. They know every motherfucking pound of coal they've dug up. They know every pound of motherfucking nickel, cobalt, motherfucking bauxite, gold, silver. They know everything that they dug up. They've been keeping meticulous records so they can borrow against it effectively by knowing how much it is. They wasn't doing it to benefit us. They was trying to maximize their loan. No.
Man, you going in, bro.
Australia in 2018, it was a category 7, and that was a sign. All of those 7s,
Harvey, or Cyclone Marcus is what it was called. I call it Hurricane Garvey, but it was Cyclone Marcus. And he said, look for me in the whirlwind, look for me in the cyclone, look for me in the earthquakes. So he's talking about using the forces of nature, right? So when he said we made a plan, and would the plan be successful, he guaranteed success of the plan. It's the same way Tupac guaranteed that if he wasn't successful, this next dude wasn't going to have no mercy and was just going to come in here and fix this shit and unsettle whoever don't like it, and they was just going to be fucked. Yeah, white folks busy doing their work, trying to clean their community up so they can learn how to live with us, because it's on our terms now, Okay. So in this return, I was talking to the brother about how the chiefs communicate to each other through the signs. And we all know what's going on by watching each other once we attain a certain level. These are your rites of passage. right? You still got to figure out a way to raise the consciousness of the people as you go through any kind of turmoil. And so we had to go through secret channels. We had to find out what they was using to oppress us in order to break free using the exact same thing. So if you don't know how they signs and symbols was used to oppress you, you can't break free. They was talking over your head, behind your back, in front of your face. And so y'all seen Babylon fall in real time in front of your face, and you still didn't recognize it. You find people now are learning that they've been lied to, and that the whole religious world was used as a tool of slavery and oppression and to distract you. And that's why a whole lot of churches is decided not to open, because the truth has been revealed. And these preachers are all not on board with continuing the charade that they found out to be absolutely untrue. And as a tool specifically used to divide and conquer the people. And that's why so many denominations and sects in church. But they all came from Catholics. So if you want to know what was added and who added it, all you got to do is trace it back to its Catholic root. If you don't stem directly from a Catholic root, you stem from a Protestant branch. So now you got to know what made your branch, your Baptist, your Methodist, your Episcopalian, branch off from the original Protestant movement. Because then you got to know what the original Protestant movement back. All you doing is tracing the tree back to its root. And you will find out that the root was distorted in Rome when Helen became a man. It's just that simple, but it's not easy to see if you're not looking at the long game. You got to step outside of the time matrix and stop looking at the immediate now and say, how did we get here and how do we get out of here? What happened to cause this condition and how do we change this condition? And so changing the condition becomes the priority. So I might not like my personal condition, but in order to change everybody's condition, I can suffer a little bit. If I ain't because I don't want to be the only happy motherfucker on the planet. That just don't make sense to me. Why would I keep 10 people happy and 8 million people miserable? That don't make sense to me. That's bad science. That's bad politics to me. You know, why would I only be concerned with 10%? What's about the rest of the people? My mama taught me not to throw people away like trash. And I believe in that. Makes sense. Because I know what it's like to feel like people threw you away like trash. You know, especially your own. So then when you get picked up by somebody else, it gives you a whole new understanding of the difference in the dynamic. What is the problem? What is the solution? I don't want to protest. All protests mean that you in favor of testing something to see if it's going to work. Protest. You in favor of a test. Fuck a protest. I advocate an uprising. Rise up from the condition in which you in. If you at the bottom, rise to the top. You know. But it's enough wealth on the planet that we can all rise up to our own level of greatness if we all tune in to who and what we are. You know. Use your life to live your best life. Oh, thank you, Sarah. If you, look, you want to see something beautiful, look at the life like this. When you have a child for 18 years, you work for the child. Your responsibility as a parent is to teach the child life skills in which to surpass whatever level you own. You are never in your lifetime supposed to impede the progress of your child because they are going to exceed your progress. Because from a standing on the shoulder of giants, 2 giants, boy, can see a whole lot of distance. But you have to realize the child is your passport to the future. Your child is what shows the world what you left. If your child becomes great, it automatically exalts you into a great position. You are the parent of a great child. I mean, you've done a great job, or they wouldn't attain greatness. Ooh, who is this? Oh, Rodney Toomer. That's some heavyweight shit there, buddy. Okay, so now, once the children, you get absorbed in developing your child into a better person than you, is part of your life, right? That's a good part of your life. And now, if you have the resources to help that child to develop because you tried to live your best life before you had that child, now you're creating a future that is greater than what you had by allowing your child to surpass you in whatever arena they dedicate their life. This is how, then you got to just teach them, find what makes you feel most happy is doing, and try to find out how to make a living doing it. That's how you live your best life. You can't live your best life trying to keep your child from being more than you. That's dumb. It's reverse psychology. Your child is not your slave. You don't use your child because you want to be lazy. You don't use your child as a means to keep you from having to work. Your child is your passport to the future, your legacy. You cultivate your legacy to a higher level of greatness than what you was able to obtain. And in turn, you teach them. Tell your children, if they can get further than you, I've done 10 times my job. That gives your child the understanding that not only do you want them to surpass you, but you want their children to surpass them. This is an ongoing message that we pass to the future. Everybody live their best life according to who they are. When you strip away the artificial worker drone mentality, you give everybody can spread their wings and become great in their own area of life. And it's enough room for all of us to do something spectacular and get our 5 minutes of fame. Some of us 15 minutes. Some of us even an hour. But whatever it is, that's your level. That's where your star rises to. Your goal is to make your child have the opportunity to rise higher than you in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. When you do that, that's when you know you woke. When you can see that vision of your child carrying your legacy into the future. You have what you call a divergent DNA pattern that goes to a convergent DNA pattern, and then codons or DNA helix lines up the exact same as it once was before. And that person gets the key to become inhabited in a physical form. Different conditions make that person condition different because they have a different set of obstacles to overcome in the pursuit of their own level of greatness. When you return, you have a different experience as the same intelligence, the same ancestor. When you have that different intelligence, because the conditions is different, you can readjust yourself to a different experience to greatness. This is what we are here for. This is all just to learn how to be balanced in all conditions. So you're going to do some dirt, and some dirt going to get done to you. It's what you're going to do about it that's going to determine the difference in the character. Some people going to buckle under the weight. Some people going to get stronger. You know, and the stronger you get, the higher you going to climb. You know, but that means that's the most shit going to get dumped on you. Because shit roll downhill. So if you start from the bottom, you got a whole lot of shit to tread to get up. But Somebody got to fight the fight. They call it the Magna Carta, the Great Charter, to do the magnum opus, the great work. You know? So when you understand that the great work is on the self, it's how do we get out of this shit? We wake up in the consciousness of the higher self while we in our lower form. That's the hard part. But it requires us to think higher and outside of what they told us to think. They told us what to think and how to think. They didn't just teach us how to think and let us think for ourselves. They taught us how to process the varying different aspects of the polarities of information they gave us.